Hi, spring is here and it's time to repot, and today we are going to be repotting one of my large hawthorn trees and also pruning the branches. So stay tuned. Hey, it's me, Iqbal Khan. If you have not yet subscribed to mikbonsai, then click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to subscribe and receive notifications as I upload new videos. We've made a start and Wojak is giving me a hand. It's a big tree, big pot. And first he's removing all the weeds and the ferns. Repotting is a slow business. Wojak has cleared all the weeds and I have removed the fern and tidied up the roots. We are now ready to take the tree out, and here goes. Last time it was repotted in pine bark, and for that reason it's quite easy to take it out. We didn't wire it, and we are going to do the same thing this time round. We have removed a lot of the soil from the top and the sides. Wojak has just started working on the bottom, removing the soil, and we hope to bare root this tree. We are in March and it's quite wet and it's very safe to do that at this time of the year. We have bare rooted the tree and we are going to give it a quick turn. And so you can see from all sides. And on cue we have a plane going overhead, but we will carry on and ignore the plane. So that's the other side of the tree, the front of the tree, and that was the back of the tree. I'm going to start reducing these roots. They're getting too long, so we'll cut them back like that to contain them within the pot. And working around the tree, just cutting the roots back. That can go right back. This can go up to about there. Leave the baby roots and again remove the thick ones, leaving the small ones. Now we are going to remove this very thick root, which is a little bit high up, and there's another one on the right hand side, and we're going to sort that out as well. So I'll continue to remove these roots from the bottom and create a nice radial root ball. I'll remove this as well, that's a bit thick, and leave some of these thin ones on. And now from this side, in fact this is quite high, I'm going to go right back, and same thing with this one. The roots are just high up, I'm going to remove. Now I'm going to remove these very thick roots. This one is at the bottom, so I'm going to go right in and take that out. So that's out. And same thing with this one. I'm going to take that out as much as I can. Tidy up these roots here. And I'm going to go as high up as I can. Firstly cut it like that, upside down, using a branch cutter. There we are. I'll probably go a little bit further in. That's a bit better. This is crossing, so I'm going to definitely remove this one and reduce this one. So firstly, we tackle this one and see what's going on here. Right, we'll probably leave it at that. And this one I'm going to remove completely. It's crossing this one, so we'll take it right back where it starts, and that's gone. I'm now going to shorten this root. It's quite nice here, but then as it goes down it's sort of turning. So I'm going to cut it back to about there, leaving these roots at the top. Let's see how that works. Right, there we are. So leave these on. Right, this is the root which was fairly high up that we've removed. That was the second one, so I'm going to tidy that up with this knob cutter and go right in, and that should sort that out. We have another root which is going round. It's quite a thick root, so I'm going to remove that, and I'm going to use my knob cutter to get to it. But at least it's cleaned up. It's looking much more neater than it did before with the root going across. We are now starting to repot the tree, and we will first put a layer of pine bark over the grit layer which we placed in the pot earlier, and then I'm going to place the tree on top of the pine bark because the tree is sinking into the pot, so we want to pull the tree out a bit more, and with that in mind, that's what needs to happen. And then sit the tree in the pot. We can now put more pine bark in. Now I have been pushing the tree back and pushing the pine bark under the tree to straighten it up a bit. It was leaning, and by straightening it up, it gives it a much better look and feel. And so we're now going to continue with the soil, initially using our hand and then revert back to the chopsticks. Right folks, so repotting is complete, and now I'm going to work on the upper part of the tree. It needs a prune. The branches are all over the place. They're crossing, growing inwards, and we are going to be pruning the branches which are growing inwards, crossing over or going straight up. They've got long and leggy, so that's what we are going to do. Right folks, I'm going to start pruning these long branches here. There is a little bud here on this branch, so I'm going to go right back to about there, and the bud is facing upwards, so we'll have a new branch growing from there. And this one again is getting too long. We'll start crossing with this one, so we'll basically prune it back to there, and just below the cut there is a bud which is facing upwards, and we'll have a branch going up there, and we'll prune this right back to there, and there is a bud on this branch facing this way, so we'll get growth along the line of the thicker branch, and we will basically remove this lower branch and I'm going to leave this one as it is for now, and tackle this branch here. Again, this is starting to cross this branch, so I'm going to shorten it to about there. So that is done. Branch is growing downwards, so that can be removed completely. And here I'm going to go back to there. There's a couple of buds here, so we'll have a couple of new branches. And this one I'm going to go to about there. And again, there are a couple of buds here to grow new branch. And this branch here, I'm going to reduce it to there. There's a node there, so that will carry on with that. These are crossing branches, so this will need to be reduced, and I'm going to go to there, and there's a node there which will basically throw out another branch. And same thing with this one, reduce it to about there. There's a node there, and this I think will just reduce it to there, and this one to about there. There's a node on that one. That's where the new branch will take off. So the lower part of the tree is looking pretty good and working up. So we now tackle this branch here. We'll just reduce it to there. Again, there's a little node here which will take over. Moving upwards, I'm going to remove this branch completely as it's starting to cross this branch here. So that's in the wrong place. So we get rid of it completely. And this branch at the top would need to be reduced. I think I will take it back to about there. And this one is fighting with the other one. This one is going straight down, so we will reduce it to there. And this one, we will reduce it to there to start with. Yeah, we'll keep it to about that level there. And just keep working around the tree. This again is too long, and we'll reduce it to about there. That's a bit better. And then tackling this branch, we'll reduce it to there, and new growth will go in that direction. This branch here is too long, to about there, to improve ramification. And same thing with these branches here and here. This one again will be reduced to there, and this one I'm going to reduce, and this one we can take it back right in, and this long branch here will be reduced to there, and just below the cut is the node which will produce a new branch. And coming to this one, we will go to about there, and then working on the apex, which is up here, I'm going to cut this right back to there. And these are the baddies from last year, so I'm going to remove these. Just a little bit of fine tuning now. So I'm just going to reduce this branch, stop it from continuing to grow in that direction. And same thing with this one. Just cut it so that the new branch takes over in a different direction. Same thing with this one here. And that will aid ramification and also reduce this branch here. This branch here, it is basically crossing the lower one, so we don't really need this. I'm going to completely remove this. This is the back of the tree, and there's a reason why I'm showing that. There's a big trunk chop here, and also the way the front was, you could see the cut from the front, and I've moved the tree slightly, and as I turn, you will see that was the front before, where you could see where the chop was, and I've basically turned the tree slightly, making that the front, so that the cut is hidden behind this branch here. Now this is the top of the pot where the tree meets the soil, and having removed the thick branches and this little knob, and I'll give it a quick turn, and also having removed these roots which were really high up, it has enhanced the tree enormously. And there's also another root up here, and having removed these roots high above the soil line has enhanced the tree, the line of the trunk, quite considerably. And you can see the taper. There's an incredible taper here. Right folks, this is the tree in full view, and that is the front. I'll give it a quick 360, and so you can see it from all angles. It's been repotted, roots have been sorted, we bare rooted the tree, and also gave it a thorough pruning, and this will now kickstart its growth. I expect it to grow vigorously in the summer months, and that is the front. And also I have slightly straightened the tree up in the pot. Before it was leaning too much forward, and I've slightly pushed it back and also turned it slightly towards the right, and from your angle is to the left, so that the cut is then concealed at the back, so you don't see the ugly trunk chop. That's all for now. This is Iqbal Khan for mikbonsai in West London. Until the next time. It's very cold outside. It's been snowing, and I have lit a log fire. I live in an old Victorian house, and I've retained all the fireplaces. And at times like this, it's very comforting, and it's very nice to have a real fire going. And as I was lighting the fire, it reminded me of a little joke, and I will share it with you. It's an afterthought. When I was young, we were so poor we couldn't afford heating or a fire like this, and we as a family used to sit around a candle, and when it got incredibly cold, we would actually light the candle. You dig?